Okay. So I think we are good to go. I'm trying to make sure that I can see the comments. So just bear with me for a second. If it doesn't start to register on here, I might have to exit and do it again. Okay. There it is. Okay. All right. So now I can see your comments. So just bear with me for a second. I've got a whole new setup here, so I'm trying to, yeah.
We can't find tools.
Okay, 1 second. I gotta help kiddos with something. Hey, sorry. Had to help my kiddos. Okay. So, like I said, I have a new setup, different table, which is so lovely, by the way. This is my mom's old sewing table. So, yeah, I have a few new supplies that I wanted to share with you guys. I can tell by the video that I'm watching and the one, like what I'm saying, and there's like a 30-second lag, which is more than normal. So, since there's no one here at the moment, I'll start with my least favorite thing that I got. So I got Arteza 40 acrylic markers. I opened them and kind of looked at them, but I haven't used them yet. And something that they do have, which is kind of cool, is they come with different nibs. So they come with this little thing of tweezers. Sorry, a little... Can you tell? I'm drinking wine. Late night wine and art. Okay. So, they come with 2 different size nibs. So the ones in there are like these really weird round ones that I don't really care for. There's a lag, so I'm trying to wait and see if it comes up. There we go. I'm probably holding this up to there a ridiculously long time, but I want you to see the nib. And then there's 2 different chisel nibs, and one is thicker than the other. So I'm going to go grab my other paint markers that I have and a Posca. The Poscas do have different sizes too, so they're not all the same one. But the ones that I have are like the pointy ones. And then I have these other ones too. These are just like a random Amazon brand, I think. They say STA acrylic painter. And they have the same kind of round nib as the Arteza ones. And I have a horrible internet connection here, so I'm sorry if there's a really bad lag or anything like that. But on my end, the video is like a minute behind what I'm actually saying. So if I stumble on myself, it's because I'm watching the video too much. So I haven't even like activated these yet. The camera's probably gonna get all shaky on me. Stab the paper to death. I'm not going to do this with all 40 of these live because that's just torture. But I do want to see them and see some of the colors. Shake it up. Ooh, those are pretty. Ooh, maybe I like these more than I thought I would. And they're very juicy. And they are smoother than Posca. Like the Posca that I have with... Where'd it go? The pointy tip, I don't know which one it is. The 0.7mm one. It's like really scratchy, and I feel like I have to go over it a whole bunch of times to get the coverage that I want. These are awesome. And they're super smooth. I know I'm so artistic, right? Okay. And again, I'm just going to do this with a couple of them so we can see the colors. I'm not going to bore anybody to death and sit here and activate 40 paint markers. But they are pretty, and they're so smooth. And that color that I just used is deep teal. So it's very pretty. I like blue and turquoisey colors. I just realized something. I wonder. I'm looking at the video and it says, all messages you send will appear publicly. Create a channel to join the chat. So hang on. I think I need to log into my channel or into my account on my mom's tablet, because if I don't, I don't think I can see anybody's comments. So just hang on. Let's see now. Okay, so yeah, just hang on. Gonna be super annoying for a second here. Okay. Oh, good grief, come on. Okay. Oh, okay, I can see the comments on here. Hey, Kim, sorry. I was using my mom's tablet for this, and I didn't know if I could see anything. But now I know that I can. So, hi, Kim. Well, good night. I know it's late. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, I should go live. Why not? tell you what, I am really excited to start using these because they are really pretty. I should like do 2 of these at a time so I'm not activating paint markers for an hour. And these are the last ones that I'm going to do. Yeah. And there's like a pale green color. These are all really pretty. I like them. Surprised actually. I was kind of like, oh yeah, these are cool, but not, you know, like super excited about them. But I like this. I'm excited to try the other nibs too. Might be able to get like a thinner line. I wonder if the white one is any better than like a Posca. All right. Let me do the white one and then I'll move on because this is a lot of markers to sit here and activate. Do notice though that by the time you kind of have the paint coming out, the nib starts to flatten, so that's not good. Okay, shake it up a little bit. Drying. Yes. Okay. Ooh. They're really opaque too. I don't know if you can tell. The white went right over the blue. So I might have a replacement to Posca's. All right, awesome. Well, I really like Arteza paint markers, so that's good to know. I know. Are you talking about the camera or the marker? Oh, yeah, the marker. I know. Well, these ones, when you first shake them, they, like nothing comes out. You have to push on it to activate it, and then it doesn't come out until you, like, yeah, you have to bounce it or else none of the paint comes out. There it goes. And some of them I noticed come out easier than others too. Yep. Awesome. I love those. They're very opaque and they're very pretty. Okay. Then I was trying to wait for someone for these, but I don't know. Okay. But that's okay. And these are Arteza metallic paints. I got the full 36 set. And if anybody doesn't know, Arteza does this on their website. You can use another website called Afterpay. And you can make payments on your purchase. So that's what I did. It's pretty awesome if you ask me. I don't know. I could use that cardstock, but I think I'm just going to use watercolor paper. And again, I'm not going to swatch all of them live, but I will do a few of them so you can see what they look like, because I've never used them before. Get my water cup away from the wine cup. I don't think I have a palette. So that color is Pearl Electric Blue. Can zoom in a little bit. Ooh, not that much. Let's hang on. I give you all a headache. Oh, good grief. There's like a 1 to 2 minute delay on the video from what I'm doing. So, yeah. I don't have very good lighting in here, nor a lot of space. Can't really see the shine on that one, but I also didn't use a lot of paint. There we go, now you can see it more. It's really toothy paper. It's Artesa's watercolor paper. Right now it just looks wet. You can't really see the shine too much. I was trying to have it catch the light. Like I said, I have horrible, horrible lighting. I've seen a lot of videos though, and advertisements for this paint, and they are super duper shiny from what I've seen. That's pretty. It's Pearl Pastel Green. Wow, that color is gorgeous. It kind of looks like a gemstone-y color, like an opal. There you go. I don't know if you can tell on camera. Can't always see how shiny stuff is on camera, especially with this horrible light. There's a huge glare right off the table. Okay, let's try a brown color. This one's Pearl Marmalade. I'm using a watercolor brush too. I don't have my acrylic brushes on me, so that makes a little bit of a difference too. It's a pretty color. Looks like one I use for like hair. Let's look at gold. Ooh, that's so pretty. It's a pretty gold color too. These are going to be really fun to use, I can tell. Bright pink. That's pink tulip. It's a pretty bright corally color. And now that they're drying, I can definitely see more of the sparkles. Like the gold looks more sparkly on camera than it does in person, actually. So we've got a brown, a green, red, gold, blue, purple. This is Pearl Royal Purple. Definitely swatch them before you use them. Because that is not as deep and dark of a purple that I thought it was. Oh, my dogs are going crazy. I'm at my mom's house and we live in the middle of nowhere and the neighbor has like 50 cows and yeah, my dogs are going nuts at the cows. That is a really pretty color too. Pearl lime green. Ooh. These are really gorgeous colors. That is for sure. Which really doesn't surprise me. So far, everything I've ever gotten from Arteza, aside from the pencils, I really love. I like the color of the pencils, but just compared to higher quality pencils that I have, they're not my favorite. And for the price, you know, you probably spend another $20 and get Prismacolors. So, yeah. So these are really pretty. I love them all. Maybe I'll pull out a coloring book and just do some, like a background or some accents or something. Ooh, that silver is pretty. And I am noticing, like, let's see. I added a lot of water on my brush that time. Oh, I think these paints, you can kind of use them like watercolors. Especially with watercolored paper. Because, I mean, I diluted that a lot and it's still really sparkly. And you could still get a really smooth swatch of color. Interesting, okay. I've never used tube watercolor, so I'd imagine that those kind of act the same as like tubed acrylics. But I don't know. Okay, so I think I used just about one from every tray. Maybe I'll do a recorded video and speed it up where I swatch them all. Ooh, I want to see that color. Pearl Tangerine Orange. pretty. On camera, it looks more orange, but it's kind of a peachy color. Okay. Well, there's hot pink. Oh, okay, 1 second. Okay. Just hang on 1 second. My phone kept going off. Okay. There it goes. Okay. Sorry. You're about to go on a roller coaster. Oh. Okay. So annoying having to use my phone. My parents are out of town and I'm watching their place, so I just want to check it. Never know. Might be an emergency. Okay. So what did I do? Oh, okay. It's hot pink. All right. I don't see any reds unless I'm missing a tray here. Nope. I don't think there's like a true red. Here's raspberry. Let's see. No, definitely not raspberry. It's just like a hot pink. And then that was pink tulip. Interesting. There's no red. Let's look at the back. According to the swatches on the back of the box, pink tulip is definitely the closest thing to a red, and that's that one. So, all right, there's those. Well, maybe not. I know. I'm all over the place. I haven't done a live in months. This page, or this book, has 2 copies of each page. So let me find one that I can paint in the background. That's a fun one. Let's do that one. Because it's a big open background. And again, I'm limited on space. I'm not at my normal area. This is Hannah Lynn's new book, Whimsy Girls Through the Decades. Okay, let me zoom in here. So, another roller coaster ride. I'm sorry. I think I need to get a new, that's loud, new phone holder because this one makes it just really difficult. Okay. I know, right? Let's give everybody a headache. And I tried to zoom in and then the window closed. This is why you don't do lives when you drink wine. Not tech savvy as it is. Okay. I can't figure out how to use the app I'm using to record to zoom in. So, I will just move the phone closer. That'll work. Let me see what paintbrushes I have here. Don't have many. All I seem to have on me is watercolor brushes. Okay, I see this one being a lot of, I almost want like orange. I don't normally start with the background, so let's just pick. I'm going to use gold. And electric blue. It's funny how as I'm looking through these, I'm going towards the same colors that I swatched out. Not intentional. I don't know if I'll use these, but here is silver and pearl white. And maybe pearl rose. No, that one's too dark. Pearl amaranth red. No, it's orangey. Well, like I said, it looks like I'm going for all the colors that I used to swatch. And there's hot pink. Alrighty. Let's go from there. I was gonna sit here and use a paintbrush to do these, but then I remembered, oh yeah, I have new markers. Put that in there. Gotta activate that gold marker. Yeah, now you can see that they've all dried. At least in person I can. They are very shiny and pretty. I really like that color. Okay. Let's see how long it takes me to actually get started coloring. Okay. Now something I did just realize as I was doing that is that this is a very big nib, so I don't know if I'm going to do the little details with this. But I can do some of them. I'm left-handed. Let's see if I can do this without getting in the way. And me and my left-handed self, I should have started with the right side. And this is from the Amazon book, so it is on Create Space paper. Which I've used Neos and all kinds of stuff on it. You just have to be careful. And then I'll do the belt. Yeah, definitely won't bore anybody to death and try to do all these itty bitty details with this big chunky marker. Okay, I'm gonna use hot pink. Oh, I don't have my regular palette, but I do have my little watercolor palette. It's better than just letting paper soak it all up. Now I do have Artesa's regular acrylic paint, and something that I noticed with them is that the caps, so it's a twist on cap, and then you see the ridge part around it, and then in the middle there's the part that like has the seal. Well, on the regular acrylic ones that I have, and it's the same container, this part popped out. So a lot of my Arteza paint is actually trash because it's dried out, because this thing like snaps open. So you have to be really careful. I don't know how to prevent it. I think it might be because I pushed from the bottom and it created pressure. I don't know. But it's definitely something that they do. You gotta kind of pay attention to. If you catch it soon enough, you could like put saran wrap around the top and then put the lid on. That way it seals the paint. Okay, now I'm going to do, hopefully, maybe, this big paintbrush. All of the little beams coming down from the disco ball. Yeah. It's an itty bitty one, so it's kind of hard, but oops. We gotta use what we have, right? Would have been easier just to use the paint markers, but I'm picky and make things difficult on myself, and I want to try out these paints. But I don't like this angled one, so I'm going to move to a smaller round. Yep, no one feel bad if they can't hang out for too long. I know it's late. It's 10 o'clock my time, and it seems like most people are their time's ahead of me, so it's even later. And I understand. I was just talking to my friend, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Why not? It's been a while. Yep, and definitely I think it's this paper, but you have to kind of use more than one layer So when it dries, probably go over it again. I did not gesso this paper or anything. I just opened the book and started painting it. Hopefully YouTube doesn't hear Trolls 2 in the background. Okay, I think I need to find a smaller paintbrush for the edges. Oh, I do have some little detail ones. I didn't think I had a lot of brushes, but I have a couple. Oops. Yep. Wine and fine details don't mix. As soon as I get up close to the edge, I'm like, oh no! Something I did just think of, since these are both Arteza. Oh, I'm going to rip the paper. Arteza products, I wonder if the colors are the same across the lines. Like, I know these are metallic and the pens aren't all. I think there's gold. Other than that, they're not metallic. But I wonder if some of the colors are the same. And no, I'm not going to paint this whole picture. I just wanted to play with the paints a little bit. Whoops. So, yeah, that's this paint in a coloring book. It's definitely something I'll have to kind of go over and touch up again later and go over it. But in person, it looks really like blotchy, but when I look on camera, it actually looks really smooth. I think it just depends on how the light hits it. It's kind of the same with what's it called? Those Kuretake metallic watercolor paints. They're kind of like that too. On camera, they'll look really smooth, but when you see it, you're like, ew. Like, what's wrong with that? Okay. I know what I'll do. And I also got something that's way too big, I think, to get them on the camera. Ah, yeah, I'm gonna knock over the camera. Let's see if you can tell. I got the full set of real brush pens. If I didn't knock the camera everywhere. And since these are finer detailed, I'll use them to go in with the little details on her dress. Alright, now I'm just picking out a color. And this one is bright blue. Well, again, I've never used these, and I did see, I cannot remember it, and I tried to find it again, but I could not. But there was a YouTube channel or video that I saw, and she used golden satin glazing liquid to prep the paper. So over the paper, she put like 2 coats of that, kind of like you would use gesso. And then she was able to use like water and markers really well. Now I ordered some. I'm still waiting on it, so I can't show you with those. I can't talk. Show you these with that. There you go. Okay. I'll put that away. Ooh. I really like these. Very juicy. You notice though that if you try to go really, really fast, it'll be blotchy and you have to go over it. But if you go slow and take your time, then it is much smoother. And they come to a very, very fine tip, and the tip is a lot longer than it looks. So if you're not careful, you'll kind of color on the side and not like the very, very end of the marker. I can't color in the lines right now with these. That's okay. So when I go over the dress part with a marker or pencils, it'll cover it all up. And again, that's because the tip of this is so long that it's hard to really see, at least for me. I probably need my glasses, which I'm not wearing. I'm excited to see what I can do with these though once I get that glazing liquid. These are really cool. I really like these pens, markers, pens, whatever you would call them. I've never used Tombows. Only water-based markers I've used are like Crayola Super Tips or the regular Crayola markers, and the nibs on these are not at all like those. Those are like felt or more like alcohol marker tips, whatever that material is, if that makes sense. This is like an actual paintbrush. Hey Trish, how you doing? I decided to go live, obviously. I know that you wanted to see them, so let me show you the... So I wasn't going to sit here and swatch out 40 colors, but there's some, and they're super duper shiny. I really like the greens, and that brown color is really pretty. Oh, I wonder if that looks as blotchy, or like as horrible on your guys' end. It looks all pixelated. But they are very, very pretty, and I really like them. And that's what this is too. That's the acrylic paint. And then this is a paint marker from them too. Arteza ones. And now I'm using the real brush pens. You do need. You need them all. I think this is the first time I've ever bought like 3 full sets of something, and I like it all. You do need. You have to bug the boyfriend for your birthday. Be like, yeah, I want these too. I've heard good and bad about the real brush pens, but I really like them so far. This is all I've ever done with them, but they are very juicy. And I am excited to use them on better quality books with better paper where I can like actually use water and get watercolor effects. Next time I need to move my light on the other side of me because I'm left-handed. There's a huge, huge shadow. Well, you can do what I did and do Afterpay. If you do Afterpay on Arteza's website, you can get all of these things. Take a big old gulp of wine so I can ruin my picture. Let's see, where's the paper that I played with the paint markers on? Probably right in front of my face, and it's going to take me 30. See, told you. So that's the paint markers. They are so smooth and opaque. I am really excited to try these on a coloring page. Afterpay, if you go to Arteza's website, at the very bottom, it will say pay now or use Afterpay. So I bought the metallic paint, the full set of these, and the 40 set of paint markers. And instead of it costing like $160 or something, you pay like $40 every 2 weeks. So they split it up into payments. And it's not just Arteza. You can use it with other ones. And there's another one called Klarna that's the same thing. And you can even use that one on Amazon and Blick or anywhere. I think only certain stores use Afterpay, but Klarna will go through anybody. Oh, cool. You already have the paint markers. I really like them. I don't like the nibs. I wish they were more like the, like these ones. Like the pointy Poscas. But that's okay. They do have the chisel ones that you can swap them out for, and that's a little bit better. That's my job, right? Isn't that what YouTubers are supposed to do, is enable people? Hey, the more supplies and the more books that we have in common, the more buddy colors and color alongs we can do. For some reason, Klarna doesn't let me use it. I think once, like a year ago, I think I missed a payment because I didn't have enough money in my account. I paid it later, but I think they won't let me use it, or else I so would. because a certain someone that I know, Jackie, got some Holbeins for her birthday, and if I could use Klarna, I could order some and make payments, but I can't use Klarna anymore. I know, we do. You know, if anybody ever wants to do a buddy color, send me a message or on Instagram or comment on one of my videos or something. I have a lot of stuff going on right now, so I've been kind of quiet, but I need to get back into it. This coloring and YouTube, it's all a good distraction, so I really need to get back into it. So I'm always open to buddy colors. I think you have to buy them on Amazon Japan. So if you don't know how to do that, you go into the settings in the Amazon app, and you can change the country. Like you can do Amazon UK or Japan or France. I think France doesn't have it in English. One of them doesn't. I don't know which one. I've never bought anything from them, from a different Amazon, so I don't know. But I do know that like Amazon UK is where you get like all the Disney coloring books. Amazon US has like none of them. See, it might be Japan then. Maybe Japan is the one that isn't translated. I know there's UK, France, and Japan. And I've looked at them before, and I can't remember which one it is, but one of them does not translate to English. I don't speak Japanese. Yeah, me either. I don't think I know anybody that does either. Actually, my sister took Japanese in high school. I'll ask her, I'll be like, Danielle, help me. So yeah, these markers are fun too. They are not as controlled as like the felt tip type ones, like I'm assuming Tombows and like Crayola Super Tips, because they're a brush. So the whole thing like bends when you, I don't know if I'm close enough to where you can see, but if you push too hard, like it fans out like a paintbrush. I think these would be really fun to get to use for like actual watercolor effects. I haven't even tried blending these out on this paper because I don't think it'll work. Yes. I know my video is like horrible because I don't have very good internet service out here, but they are very smooth if you go slow, and the colors are very bright. And then the earrings are the markers and the beams are the acrylic paint. I really do like these though. It is. Have you seen a flip through of it yet? I know they're everywhere, but that doesn't mean that everybody's seen it. Okay, just making sure, because if you hadn't seen it, I would have flipped through it real quick for you. I know I like it too. Just my opinion, but I think every new book that Hannah has that comes out is just, they're gorgeous, and they're getting better and better and better and better and more creative. I love it. I love this book, Whimsy Girls at Work, and Mythical Maidens. So the three newest ones I absolutely love. Hi, T. How are you? So yeah, we use the paint pens, metallic paint, and rubber brush pens. Now, I want to know how these work with each other and with water because I've never used them. I know, we should all be in bed. It's 10:30 for me, and I think just about everybody here is hours past me, so yeah. Drinking my wine and felt like doing a live. I was talking to Trish on Instagram, and I was like, I'm gonna go live. Why not? Been a rough few weeks. I need to get back into doing videos. So this is on watercolor paper. I just wanted to see what they do. Try what? Live? Or something we're using? Did I miss something? You should do a live. Why haven't you? Ew, okay, so that one. Ugh. Okay, so these I think dry incredibly fast. I wonder. Get the paper wet first. Well, that's kind of cool. It spreads like watercolor does, because I guess they are just like watercolor. Oh, who cares? You're really good at videos, so why not? Okay, so if you get the paper wet first, they blend better. So that's good to know. Oh, you got cameras and all that stuff? I just use my cell phone. I'm not that fancy yet. No, these are... So this is the Arteza there you go, metallic. I was gonna say glitter. I'm like, what is that word? That's the wine. Metallic acrylic paint. There you go. And then this is real brush pens. So like on this page, this is the acrylic paint. The gold is the paint markers. And then the blue is the real brush pens. I've never used any of these products before. I was just telling everyone about Afterpay and was like, yeah, go do Afterpay and you can get all this stuff. I think they're pretty too. I really, really like the metallic paint. They don't work like amazingly on this paper. The brush pens do, but the acrylic paint looks really splotchy. And I think a lot of metallic paint does. Even like the Kuretake watercolors, the metallic ones, I think that they look really blotchy too. And they look better on camera than they do in person too. Yeah, Afterpay is dangerous. I have used it before for a couple things. Well, I didn't use Afterpay. I used Klarna, but they like banned me because I missed a payment once. So I thought I'd try Afterpay, and I was like, oh no. I still haven't finished that Mythomorphia page. I do. I don't have internet at my mom's, and so I can't hook my printer up to my phone. So if that was the case, I would print these off on my regular, like, cardstock paper, but I can't use my printer right now, so I have it. I just don't have internet, and I don't have a cord that connects it to the laptop. Because apparently now that we're in the age of Wi-Fi and internet, you can't hook the two up without internet. Oh wow, I wasn't expecting that. It soaked up all the water. Oh, so I guess that's what the videos say when they're like, oh, dip it in here. I feel like if I dip it in the water, I'm like releasing ink, but I think the pen absorbs the water. Oh, that's cool. Uh-oh. Man. So I'm still live, but my mom's tablet shut off because it does that for no apparent reason. So I can't see any of your comments, but I'm still here. So that's really cool. If you dip it in water, it like does an automatic gradient. So that's cool. And for like blocks of color, I think they do really good on this paper, but I'm thinking with the crazy like gradients and blending and all that stuff, I don't know about that. All right, tablet came back on, so let me find YouTube so I can see your comments. Really? It shut off. This stupid thing. Now I know why my mom complains. She'll be like, oh, let's video call. And then she'll video call me, and after 5 seconds, it stops. Now I know why. The darn thing dies for no reason. I also have this book on PDF. So I will be able to print these off and on my better paper and things. I just can't right now because of my printer. Really? Did it shut off again? Oh, nope. Okay. Yeah, it just shut off again. Still here. Can't see the comments at the moment. Okay, so if you use these dry, they blend better using like themselves. But if you get the paper wet, they kind of just blend by themselves, period. Like you don't even have to work. These are really cool. They do pick up the color though if you're using one that's lighter. All right, come on, tablet. I don't even want to use it. I just want to see the video up. Yay! Is it gonna stay on? Okay. There it is. Oh! Oh, the video came up and then it shut off. Oh well. I'm still here. I'll just keep talking to myself like it's a regular video. No one will know. Yeah, CT, if I could do it with a broken tablet and my cell phone, you can do it with all the fancy stuff. If you have to, you just gotta talk to yourself. I think I used enough water. Now I'm seeing if you can do like the wet on wet with like you do with watercolor, but how it's like all blotchy and pretty. I guess you can do it like that. These are really neat. I love how watercolor works, but it's just really hard for me. I feel like I cannot mix colors right, and I just can't get enough water in the paint and things. It's just really difficult for me. So these are awesome. I feel like they work better with me because I am not very good at them. Or good with watercolor, I mean. Since there was really no one here earlier when I was doing this, I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring anybody. I just don't have access to the video. Every time I get it up, the tablet shuts off. Okay. Look up my channel. I feel like I need to buy my mom a tablet. Man, you know what? There you go. Now you can see it. Can you believe me? Okay. I have no idea what you can see or what you can't see because I can't see the video. Okay, so this stuff works a little bit better if you put it on thicker, on this paper anyway. Definitely comes out smoother if it's thicker. This is not the brush I'd use for this. Normally I use like a flat one. But like I said, I don't have all of those brushes with me. Okay. See? I told you! It died. I guess I could go see if my kids are asleep, because if they're asleep, I can take their tablet. I hear them in there watching Trolls. You know what? Let me go check. Because if they're asleep, I'll use their tablet. Ow. If you guys heard that, I stepped on a, like, giant toy tank thing. Okay, now I got my kid's tablet. And there's YouTube. Just bear with me for one more second. Ta-da! And no, I don't need to hear myself. Okay. Good night, T. I'm sorry. Yep, have a good night. You should do a live, and if you do, announce it somewhere so we can all see it. Okay. There we go. Stupid tablet. Okay. All right. Is anybody still here? Did everybody take off on me? Yes, they are. They are both passed out. They were in their room watching Trolls 2, and I just went in there and checked on them, and they are both out. They played outside for like 2 hours, playing with the hose and moving at the cows at the farm right next door. I always think it's funny. I'm sitting here looking at the chat and everything, and there's always that one thumbs down. It doesn't matter who you are and how good you are at videos, there's always at least one of them. I think it's funny. Yep, they have lots to do out here, so they've been sleeping good. Hi, Christy. How are you? I'm doing all right. About as good as I can be, I guess. Trying out some new art supplies. Yep, definitely looks smoother and better with 2 layers. Okay. And again, once that glazing liquid gets here, I think that it'll work a lot better with those pens. Probably the paint too. Okay. So I think we've been on here for about an hour. I've used that. That went... Oh! Luminance! So, I've had these for quite a while now. But I didn't realize it until tonight. Oh, Trish, I saw in another YouTuber's video. I cannot find the video for the life of me, and I cannot find out who it was. But it showed they used the stuff called golden satin glazing medium. You use it with acrylic paint, and you can mix it with your paint, and it like extends the drying time and things. But this YouTuber used it like gesso to prep the paper. So they used it with these, like they put a layer on, let it dry, and then put another layer on. And when they used the real brush pens, they worked more like, almost like alcohol markers or watercolor. Like they went on it so smooth, and they didn't soak into the paper right away. So they stayed wet, and you could like blend and use these more like how they're supposed to be used, but not on watercolor paper. I ordered it, but I don't have it yet. So once that gets here, I will do a video with that and see kind of how it works and what it does. So, okay, I'm going to put that away for now, and I will finish that later and post it on Instagram like I do. Right? And it's like $10, I think, and it comes in a big... Hold on. I gotta move this ginormous tablet out of my way and put these things away so I can get to the luminance. But yeah, it's in a big bottle, so it's like 10 to 15 bucks, I think, on Amazon. But it's of a huge size, and I think it lasts forever. Okay. Getting all this stuff out of the way. My desk is a lot smaller than my normal table that I have. Okay, so first things first, while I'm getting these out and ready, if you're a colored pencil junkie, be prepared because you will absolutely fall in love with luminance pencils. I have Arteza, Polychromos, Prismacolors, and I think Polychromos, Prismacolors, Arteza. And I've tried Black Widows, and Luminance are by far my absolute favorite. So I am working on this page as a gift in Emmy's Guerrero's Dark Fantasy Coloring Haven book. Heaven, not Haven. I always do that. And they are awesome. I absolutely love these pencils. I use them on the skin and the hair so far. That's all I've done. They blend so amazingly. And there's only, what, 76 colors? I don't know if it's 76 or 72. But I don't feel like I need any more. Oh, yeah. I'm still learning the colors to use for skin, but I love them. They blend so easily. I haven't used them with odorless mineral spirits yet. That's Prisma's. I don't think... Yeah, I put a hole in that one. I got to start that over. I don't think I have one in here with polys. I really do like polys for skin, though. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. But I think these are way better. I absolutely love them, and it's a problem because they're very expensive. Open stock, they're like almost $5 a piece, and I will zoom through these pencils if I let myself. So, yeah. You gotta be careful, but they are absolutely gorgeous. I love them so much. And they don't have to be super sharp for them to be effective, but just like any colored pencil, the sharper they are, the better they work. But again, for as much as they cost, I can't afford to sharpen like all my pencils all the time. And they work. The blender that comes with these is also awesome. I bought them on Amazon separately ages ago, and it broke into like 50 pieces. But the one that came with the set hasn't broke at all. And like I said, I haven't used these with odorless mineral spirits yet, or on my cardstock that I use. And this paper's decent, but so far these are the pencils that I think I like the best with this paper. My friend Martina told me that before I got them. She said, I only like them on that paper. But I love these. These are my favorite pencils, and they are amazing. I know they are expensive, but they are so worth it. I've never used Pablo's or Holbein's, though, so I mean, I don't know. Those might be better. I don't know. But these I love so much better than Prismacolors. They don't get waxy. I mean, they do get to a point where you can't layer anymore, like up here, but I've also burnished. Like I said, I haven't used them on my typical cardstock yet. Yes, save up. Or use, what's it called? Klarna. That he can make payments on them. Yeah, they're worth it. I can't remember. I think I might have bought them with the stimulus check or a student loan check. I don't remember. It was definitely a splurge thing that I couldn't do all the time. They are amazing. I definitely need to get back into videos and everything, so maybe that'll be my first thing, is to do a page on my preferred paper with these. With polys and Prismacolors, I am much more confident when I pick out skin colors. I've used them so much more. So, you know, with Prismacolors, I'll grab like a purple and try with that and try different colors that I wouldn't typically use. I do not know these as well. And yeah, so I don't know these as well. So right now I use a combo that I got from Kirsty Partridge. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. This is going to be a gift for my cousin. She has red hair and she's a second grade teacher, and all her kids call her Ariel. So I am going to color it like Ariel from Little Mermaid. And you can tell, let's see, get up super duper close. And you can kind of see the grain of the paper, but that's just because I didn't burnish a whole lot or use a blender. This is just with pencils. But I think it's awesome. I love them. I'm hooked. You know what? Actually, I did two other pages with these. Let me see if I can find them. Oh yeah, I did a couple pages. Oh, I think the ones I'm looking for I actually gifted away. But this is using them. The mask is gel pens, obviously, but the skin and her clothes and her hair and the umbrella is luminance. And this is on my paper that I always use. I think for the hair I did go over with polys to get like the sharp lines. But it is very smooth and it's a lot less work than even Prismacolors. To go from like the light into the dark, it's even, yeah. It's even less work than Prismas. So they are awesome pencils. I really do love them. I've watched, before I made the purchase, I watched a ton of videos and trying to figure out what I wanted to buy and which pencils and, you know, this, and that. And a lot of them said that if you're not concerned with the light fastness, that these aren't worth it. Not in my opinion. There's no wax bloom, like at all. Like, you know, Prismacolors, if you left this for a few weeks and then you pulled it off, you'd have like color and wax all over your hand. Not this one. If you use light layers, you can layer almost as much as polys. Not quite. They are waxier, but they do layer a lot. The more and more I color on this one, I'm starting to wonder if maybe I shouldn't work on one that's a gift as I'm drinking wine. Because I'm like really rushing it. So I think maybe I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave that one alone for later and take a big swig of wine. Okay. But I can play with them on here. So this one's black. And that's another thing. So like polys are kind of like these. When you look at them, the names are metallic. So depending on how you have them angled, they shine, and it's really hard to read the color. Like, where's the color on these? That's, oh, and the color on luminance is way up here. Yeah. And it says it in, I don't know what language. I know that noir means black, but I don't know what language it is. And then underneath it, it says black and then the number. And they're itty bitty, tiny and metallic. So it's really hard to see them. At least polys, it's, you know, they're bigger because it's the whole length, and then they're bigger that way. These are so tiny. I don't even know if you can see it. No. Not while it's focusing on my hand. You can't. Oh, come on, camera. No? Okay. It's not going to do it. But yeah. So that's very annoying. I almost want to like take a piece of tape and write the names. Okay, so that one was black. And then these are the same colors I'm using for the hair on that mermaid. And this is sepia, I don't know. So here's what that one looks like with hard pressure. And there's black. So yes, they're both dark colors. On camera, you might not even be able to see a difference. But in person, I can. And they blend seamlessly. This color is Perylene Brown. That's what that one looks like. And then I'll use a brighter color. And that one is Scarlet. So you can tell the difference, I think, of these two more than these two. And they're blended. You don't even really have to try. You push a little bit harder so you can see the difference. I really hope the quality isn't as horrible on your guys' end as it is on mine when I watch it on the tablet. There's no internet, so it's just running on my phone data, which isn't very good either out here. Right? I think so too, Trish. I think they are awesome. And it's so like effortless. Even more than Prismacolors, I think. And they are beautiful. They're, like I said, there's less than 100 colors, and like I feel like I don't need any more. And there's polys. Oh, I haven't used these pencils in ages because I've been so hooked on luminance, but oh, they're so, these are pretty too. I guess I picked colors that are like identical. I was trying to show the difference of how they blend. So polys, you have to have like darker, and then it gets super duper light, because if you don't, the two colors just, they won't blend quite as well, and you have to overlap them more. And you can see the more and more and more and more and more you layer over the overlap, the better that they blend together. And with luminance, it's like you don't have to do anything. No, these polychromos are Faber-Castell, and then Caran d'Ache makes luminance. So Faber-Castell, I'm not going to say where they're based out of or where Caran d'Ache is based out of because I don't remember. But I do know that Polly's make like the Pitt pens. Those are the India ink markers. And they make the gelatos. And then Caran d'Ache makes super colored watercolor pencils and super color watercolor pencils. Oh, and Pablo's. And then, oh, Neocolors. Neos, duh. I knew there was another one I was thinking of. So they are two different companies, but they are both high quality. In my opinion, it goes like Caran d'Ache, Faber-Castell, Prismacolor, and then you get into like Arteza and Black Widows and things. They do. I have never tried those. I cannot remember what they are called. Faber-Castell Classics, maybe? And then their student watercolor pencils are called Goldfaber. I have never used either of those. And just because we're swatching pencils, I grabbed my new Arteza ones, and look at this stinking case. Tell me that's not the most adorable thing you've ever seen. I saw it on Amazon and I was like, oh my god. I was like, I'm getting that. And then I got this one too, which is cute. I love foxes, deer, any kind of woodland things. And this fits my Polly's and luminance. I had to take out like the not Arteza, the metallic pencils because they wouldn't fit, but I really never use those anyway. So these ones are luminance. Polly's. Yeah, I have never used the like lower end Faber-Castell pencils. That'd be interesting though. I wonder if they work like Polly's. I've wanted to try those and Lyra's for a long time. So I love oil pencils. So these are Arteza and this wine red and flamingo pink. I have mixed feelings about these pencils, so yeah. They do look better on this paper, or feel better, I should say, on this paper than they do on like Create Space paper, but I think they all work better. The better the paper, the better they work, period. Oh yeah, I've heard that they're kind of like Polly's, just a little bit lower quality. They're like the Prismacolor level of Polly's, if that makes sense. It makes sense to me. I was kind of disappointed in these pencils because I love everything I've used of Arteza so far. Now, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but right here where they mixed, it's already starting to get waxy. So the colors are pretty, but they're limiting, I think. My mom's ancient sewing table. I can see like chunks under the paper where the finish is lifting off. You can't layer as much, and you have to be very cautious of what you are doing because they just don't layer. They get waxy, and see right there, the pigment does not move. Kind of like polys. Even polys, the pigment moves to an extent. Prismacolors, you can just death grip it and they'll move. Luminance is the same way. You can just use super hard pressure and they basically blend. Like, there's that color. Like, yeah, you can see the line, but I also used super, super, super hard pressure. Not horrible. Now I'll try Arteza. Very distinct line. So I don't like them. I wish I would have bought in a smaller set, but I have this problem that when I buy a new art supply, I have to buy the full set. It irritates me. I'm not a person that saves up for an art supply. I splurge when I'm able to with, you know, like our stimulus check that we all got. I'll splurge and buy stuff because I don't typically have money just to save up. You know, like the money's gone. It's done and spent on a need or something for the house or the kids. So I typically buy full sets of things. And yeah, I think these were like $80. Prismacolors range anywhere from like $80 to $120. Definitely, in my opinion, just go with Prismacolors versus these. I mean, if that $20 though is, you know, a huge, I don't have that extra $20 at all, then hey, do what you gotta do. But that's just my opinion. I think our Prismacolors are way better than the Arteza pencils. Me too. Full set issue. Always got to do it. And I don't like the skin tones either. My dog chewed up one that was like my favorite light skin color. It was apricot. This one's called Peaches and Cream. And it's too pink. And like the apricot one that was chewed up was kind of orangey. Like they're not natural tones. They're more bright, cartoony colors, but at the level that you can blend with them, it's like you can't make them earthy tones. You know, it's harder to work with them to get the color that you want because you can't layer. So what I did was like that fairy picture that I posted a little bit ago from Jade Summer. I did a marker base. Kind of hard to see. I'm weird. I don't know. I always look at the back of the page. And then I went over it with Arteza pencils and a blender. So they work for that really well. I like them. So I'll definitely just stick with these for like my Create Space books. Like you can see the green on her dress. I just went over it with like one layer. If you can even see it. I'm all buzzed on wine trying to angle stuff with the light in the camera. But yeah, they're not the best, but every time I say that, I always remember something else. So I have this book in the paper. Thank you so much, Trish. That was a fun one. Little Stress. It was just a fun get color to paper book and get one finished. Let's see if I can find. There it is. Now this is with Arteza pencils. I have to move that back out. And it's not horrible. I mean, I like it. I can see the flaws and the things about it that I don't like. But it worked really well with this paper. I used medium pressure and basically like death gripped it, you know. Just took the colors that I wanted and did blocks of color with a little bit of shading. And with this paper, it's super, super smooth. It reminds me of Joanna Basford or Kirby's books, but it's more like Joanna's books. And the Arteza pencils worked really well. So, yeah, that's something to consider too. If you have a lot of these books with that super smooth paper, then maybe you will like Arteza pencils more. But if you're a person that likes to layer, not so much. I guess it just depends on your style. They're not horrible pencils, but comparatively speaking, with the other pencils I have, I'm just not happy with them. The colors are pretty. They're very pretty, and they got fun names. Like that one's Orchid Purple. Even with light layers, they stop. Well, these two colors didn't blend horribly. Let's see. I'm just curious. So here is a poly. And I'm going to try to use as light of pressure as I can. So we got a square. There's like one layer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like, yeah. Polys just go forever. There's luminance. Now, luminance, they are a little scratchy. Some of them feel super smooth and others don't. There's 2 layers. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, I mean, these layer for a long time too. I like this color, so let's go that one. There's 1, and I'm holding the pencil way in the back. 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is about done. I can feel it start to get, you know, like with Prismas when they get that wax starting to build up and it gets kind of slick and you can't really layer and you don't start to not see as big of a difference. Now if you use like super hard pressure to the point where you're breaking the tip, obviously it'll go down more. But yeah. So not a huge fan. They do, like I said, they do well on that super smooth paper, but other than that, yeah, not a fan. Colors are pretty though. Excuse me, I just choked on air. So, yeah. Well, it's like almost 11:30. And I'm over here choking on nothing. So, if there's luminance, I just wanted to play with the marker one more time. If there's something else you want to see, I can color it real quick or use the Sybil High real quick, but if not, I think I'm going to get off of here. Go grab another glass of wine and pass out. Okay, no, I figured everyone was starting to get tired. It kept getting quieter and quieter in chats. I'm like, yeah, when that happens, I mean, it's about bedtime. All right, girl. Well, thanks everyone for hanging out. I had fun. I haven't done this in a long time. I need to start doing it again. I really enjoy it. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you all soon. So, bye. After the roller coaster ride with the phone, because it locked. Really? get off of here eventually. There it goes. Good night.